first off, it's an honor to be back. I couldn't be more excited to be around this team in particular, and especially the journey that they've had this year. And as a former player, and I think I speak for all the guys who have had the honor of being a Boilermaker, a football player here, we all live and die with the team, each and every year. And to watch their journey this year and all that they overcame, to obviously win the Big Ten West, go play in the Big Ten Championship game. I mean, I saw so many of my former teammates at the Big Ten Championship game, which was really a cool thing for us. And then obviously on the heels of that game with, Coach Braum leaving, and all of a sudden, you feeling like there was this void, until we were able to hire a new head coach and start, building the foundation for next year. Didn't want us to forget just, what a unique opportunity this was in this bowl game, in the Citrus Bowl, to go play LSU and finish the season off the right way. These guys have earned it, and they deserve an incredible experience. And so I called up Mike Babinski and the guys here and said, if you need me, I'm here, I'm available. I want to be a resource and love to work with these guys. And so they've given me that opportunity, and I'm going to take full advantage. Great to be around not just the quarterbacks but the entire team. And man, there was great juice, great energy today at practice. You love to see that. I told these guys, man, this is meant to be fun. Football's meant to be fun, but certainly this opportunity, this experience is meant to be fun. And we're all about hanging banners here, so I want to see another banner up here with a W on it, after this bowl game. So we're going to get ready to go do that.
So, foot in the door for coaching in the future? Or is this a 1 month thing?
No. I think being a player for 20 years, in the NFL, that was a big commitment, and there was a lot of time away from the family, and so my kids are at an age now where I certainly want to be around. I love being around, and don't want to miss a thing with them, and so I think the coaching lifestyle doesn't quite fit where I'm at in my life right now. Not to say that that'll never be the case, but it was also the reason why I didn't broadcast this year. I broadcast last year for NBC, and I was gone every weekend during the football season, and decided that this year, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be with my kids, coach them every Friday night in FNA flag football, and be able to go to games, watch games, come back to Purdue, just be a fan and be able to enjoy those moments with my kids.
Just how do you go about implementing all the experiences you've had throughout your career with these guys, throughout the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I've spent the last week just, writing a lot down and just, kind of taking those thoughts and some of that wisdom and experience and really kind of laying it out as to how, I'd like to communicate to the guys. And, it feels like it's just like a total information overload, or like, you don't want to throw it at them and make them feel like they're drinking from a fire hose, So I think it's little by little, and so we actually started off the day today just talking about just some of the fundamentals of throwing the football, and then some of the drill work that, I utilized during my career and things that, they can begin to kind of work into their repertoire. I mean, each guy is a little bit different in regards to their skill set, in regards to the things that they do well, the things that they need to work on. So at the end of the day, I want this experience to be for them that I can try to extract, all the things that they need out of me in order to put them in the best position to succeed. So whether that's drill work, whether that's experience, whether that's, just some of the daily habits, and the daily structure, that they can begin to kind of put into their own process, because that's really what it is you create the process by which you're going to approach each and every day, your disciplines, so to speak. And so I'm here to do that when it comes to the X's and O's of football, and I love watching ball. I love grinding through film and breaking it down, and we had the chance to do that a little bit today and actually talk through a route concept or two that things that they're running in this offense that we ran a lot, throughout my career, and you're able to. I mean, I was given a history lesson on Sluggo Seam today, which goes back to John Gruden, Rich Gannon, the late '90s, early 2000s with the Oakland Raiders, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, Jerry Porter, So you get to storytell a little bit, give them some of the history of the game and some of these concepts and where it all came from, So before today, they just knew Sluggo Seam and Sluggo Seam, and now they know the history of it, and hopefully a whole different perspective.
What do you like about Austin Burton? Obviously a much different quarterback than Aiden O'Connell. So.
Yeah, you know what? I like his demeanor. I think he's got some natural leadership qualities. Just watching his interactions with the other QBs and his teammates and in the meeting, he's got good size, good strength. Seems to see it well. Gets the ball out on time. Was accurate as far as what I saw today. So I'm anxious to work with him. And as this week goes on, and as we get into the bowl week preparation, just to continue to see that and be able to work with him.
A lot gets made of bowl games and guys opting out around college football. What are your thoughts on that, and what do the bowl games mean to you?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what they mean to me. Bowl games were the opportunity. It was the reward for a hard-fought season, and it was truly a reward in that sense. It was the experience that you had a chance to have with your team, with your teammates, obviously going to another location, playing a team that you would ordinarily not play, from another conference. Always fun to go down and play the SEC, being, the caliber of football that those guys play down there. So, man, it was an honor. It was a great honor. I certainly recognize the challenges that guys have now with that decision, because we have seen some injuries over the years of guys that would have been high draft picks, and all of a sudden they have a serious injury that affects that. So I get it. At the same time, I just know what an unbelievable experience that was for me as a player, for our team, for the university, for the fans. So of course you would love for every guy to play, to choose to play, to make it kind of a last hurrah. The opportunity to go out, on top with another win against a really quality opponent. But hey, we're going to coach the guys who are here, and I know that every team's taking that approach. Every team has guys that are opting out for one reason or another. I know the transfer portal throws a wrench in it for some teams as well, right? We're just in a different era of college football, and those are just some of the variables that schools have to deal with now.
What are your impressions of Coach Walters? I know you got a chance to meet him a little bit.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him. I love his demeanor. There's an air of confidence with him. I think he definitely has a plan. I can already tell that his attention to detail is next level. Just little things, and I think the guys are really going to love playing for him. I've heard so many good things about him. It's the first time we've had a defensive focus guy here in a while. I think that's a good thing. Not to say that has ever been overlooked, but it's just there's just a mentality that comes with a defensive head coach that I think permeates throughout the whole team. I had a chance to talk with Graham Harrell last night for a bit. He's going to bring or maintain an exciting, brand of offense here that I think our fans and players have become accustomed to over the last 25 years, since Joe Tiller. So hey, spreading it around the yard, throwing it around the yard, that's something we're always going to do around here, and I love that. But combine that with a pretty lethal defense, a fly around, and create turnovers, create opportunities, aggressive style defense. We're going to be playing a good brand of football here for a long time.
You were in the shoes of Brady and Mike in terms of having to wait a year to earn your spot at Purdue. What's the message for the guys that are behind Austin that might get a chance in the bowl game and looking ahead?
Yeah, look, that's part of the growth process. That's part of the learning process. In order to be as good as you can possibly be, you have to experience failure. You have to experience adversity. You have to face disappointment. You have to be in situations where you have to learn to do things better. And no better opportunity than what these guys have had this year to be able to go through a season like this, learn from a guy like Aiden, learn from a guy like Austin, who's been in this program for a long time now, or played a lot of football. That's part of the journey. That's part of the journey. I came here, it's my first year as a backup, and then had to win the job my sophomore year. I came into the NFL as a backup to Doug Flutie, had to win that job my second year, was benched 3 times after that, before I really solidified myself as a starter, in my 4th season. So, look, that's part of the journey. That's part of the process. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, because if I wouldn't have experienced those things, I never would have gotten to the level I got to, ever. And I hope that it's hard to communicate that to young people. What the transfer portal has done to a certain extent is it's made guys run away from challenges and run away from adversity. And that's unfortunate because, to me, that's the best part of the process. And that's what extracts the best out of you, is that competition, that disappointment, fighting through that, grinding, developing some grit and determination. It's also what gives you the satisfaction when you do get to that point where, you're the guy, you're the starter, you're that key contributor. That's what makes it all worth it, and it's what brings out another level in you.
How fitting is it that if you're going to do this one time, it's against LSU, where, obviously there's a lot of fans there that love you. There's a lot of fans here that love you.
Yeah.
Probably some people on the fence are like, man,
yeah.
I really want to see Drew win, but I really want to see LSU win.
Yeah. No, I mean, to say you're a Saints fan is basically to say that you're a Tigers fan too. Like, that's kind of one and the same, Down in southeast Louisiana, those two go hand in hand. It's usually, tailgating Saturdays for the Tigers game and then tailgating Sundays for the Saints game, right? You were only an hour away. Man, all my kids born and raised in New Orleans, right? My oldest son, Balin, is convinced he's getting a scholarship to LSU. He's pretty much been told that by by the AD and the coaches over there. So that whole region has such a special place in our heart, and I know so many of the guys on the staff there at LSU. I mean, a lot of them were coaches with the Saints, so I've got really close relations with. I just had shoulder surgery in Baton Rouge back in May with one of the docs who is affiliated with LSU and was with the Saints. So I did some of my rehab there. I mean, man, I know all those guys well, and have a great respect and admiration for that program and obviously what they've been able to accomplish. Also Brian Kelly, my experience with him, doing the NBC games last year with Notre Dame. So this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun for me, and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. I'm hoping I can get my oldest son Balin to to stick with me on this one. He's the only one who's like, Dad, I'm going to LSU. I'm like, blood is thicker than water, son. Yeah. But I'm like, but that Bayou water's pretty thick. No, this is awesome. This is awesome.
What's your itinerary too? I mean, you're obviously going to be able to spend Christmas back at home, I assume, and then join the team. What's your
Yeah. So I'll meet the team in Orlando. So I'll be here for a few days and then head back to the family for Christmas, and then meet the team in Orlando and be there for the week. And here we go. Let's go.
Anything else?
What's your I guess as far as recruiting goes, I know that it said you're allowed to recruit a little bit. Is that just shaking hands on people that come through here? Or?
Yeah, I had the chance to speak to a couple of recruits yesterday, actually. I know that's in full swing. And I guess we kind of hit a dead period here, right? And then there's an early signing, and I guess all these new parts to the recruiting process now with early signing and then transfer portal, and it's kind of a whole new recruiting process. But no, I've enjoyed the opportunity to speak to a few of them. I think we're going to have an exciting class coming through, and I know that's kind of yet to be fully baked, but yeah, that's part of the process here.
Last question, NIL too. Obviously, you're really involved with the Boilermaker Alliance. Talk about that, since that started a couple months ago, and how that's been going for you.
Yeah. Look, the whole objective around the Boilermaker Alliance was to create a leadership development program and opportunity for our student athletes. Obviously, with them having the ability to be compensated through it, but to me, it's more about the life lessons, the values, the character traits that they can learn through that. You know, they have the opportunity to serve charities and causes that are important to them. They have the opportunity to really get out in the community and be great leaders. And I think that that's something that just has always set us apart here at Purdue is, you know, first and foremost, our academic standards, you know, what it takes for student athletes to you know, achieve greatness in the classroom, and obviously what that means for them going on in their life. But obviously, you know, great performance on the field. And then that third leg is that community involvement, that community, you know, leaders that we're developing as well, and you know, just to create extremely well-rounded student athletes that love their community, love their school, and love to serve.